Okay, guys, welcome back. So, Odin is back. You people that watch the channel for years were like, yeah, we knew this was coming. You always say it's the final time. It's for real, guys. It's for real. It really was real this time. I know what that sounds like, but it really was real. But we were both miserable and we were both sad and we were both like, oh, well, this sucks. And it turns out whether he's here or not, whether we're married or divorced or throwing things at each other, it isn't going to matter because, people will people, right? So he's going to be here. He's already, I'd already made all of next week's video except for the meditation because I'm brain dead right now. And all of his videos are up next week. It just doesn't play well when he's replaced. People like Odin, and we're not just bringing him back because people like him. It's we do love each other. Yes, we are, married. I'm not quiet about that. I don't tend to be quiet about things that I feel passionate about. And, we do love each other dearly, but we have one of those relationships I have with Loki. Loki and I will trade insults and yell at each other, and so will Odin and I. And sometimes people see that and they don't like it because it triggers something in them, whether it's insecurity or it's jealousy or it's judgmentalism or whatever it is. It just, they get triggered and they are not going to let you rest and they're not going to let you do that. But, we are all free to have our own relationships with the gods. I truly believe it's in a relationship. Gods aren't pizza, we don't have to sit here and fight and punch it out and, try to grab the god before someone else gets them. You all get your own portion. I get my portion. Nobody can take yours. No one can give it to you. You have it, okay? It's not going anywhere. And what you decide to do with your portion is up to you. I mean, personally, I would rather spend my day, getting along with Loki and Odin and working on the temple that crappy program, like every 5 seconds now, it's like it crashes because there's just so much in this temple. And the program you guys saw isn't, made too well. So we'll like put one thing in, crash, put another thing in, crash, put another thing in, crash. So it's, we're like so close. We're on the ninth floor. And we went back down to the eighth. We added more on Odin's thing because he wanted to have at least as good, if not better, than the Egyptian gods because Odin. And, there's just, I'm like, I'm afraid to add something else to this game because one more thing and it's just going to keep crashing constantly. We can't even tour it now and it kind of crashes, so I don't think we could ever show it to you guys again. It's built, but it's highly unstable. And, he enjoyed it though. He enjoyed the sacrifice. He enjoyed that we built it we agreed we would keep building it until the point where it kept being so unstable we couldn't even tour it anymore, and we hit that, so we're done. So that explains a lot, doesn't it? But we're back together. We do love each other, and as somebody had, been concerned last night, we do love each other. We have the greatest respect for each other, which is why we can yell horrible things at each other and still be married the next day. We do respect each other, but we respect each other as passionate beings that I can scream things at him and he can scream things at me and he can start to do this and be like he's gonna start singing Golder at me and I can be like, oh yeah, my Italian grandmother taught me something. We love it. We love it or we wouldn't do it. I go, yeah. You guys are like, I thought you were so nice. He can be a sweetheart. He can also be the meanest guy you've ever met. He can be loving and infinitely tender, and he can be cold like a storm front. He can just be like, I don't care. And he just didn't want to get in the middle. He didn't want put in the middle in this whole thing. That is why he was like shutting down and not responding because he did not want put in the middle. So I'm not. I'm like, I'm not putting you in the middle. It's not a, that person or me thing here. It's you and I have our relationship. We will do us. That person is free to do them with you. And, we don't have to be in each other's business. It's not fair to put the God in the middle. Okay, guys? It's not. It's not fair to put them in the middle. It's not fair to try to make them make a choice. We're all going to run into that one person we can't stand. And we wish they were gone. We wish they were gone. And you will hear otherwise lovely people say absolutely dreadful things when they run into that person. And we all have that person. We probably have a couple of them in our lives, if we're totally honest. People that, like, if the karma bus went smush, we'd be like, ah! And I thought, yeah, see, you're pure evil. And, it just be like that. And the thing you have to do is to realize that you can either waste your time focusing on those people, or you can spend it having fun. I truly believe you get the same amount of years whether you're the biggest jerk or the nicest person, because some of the meanest, nastiest people I knew lived into their 90s. So I don't think it's like, oh, be good or you'll die faster, or, oh, be good, or no, I think you get what you get, and I think your number's up when your number's up. But I also think that if you don't pay for it in this life, I don't believe in a hell, but I do believe in some kind of afterlife or believe in reincarnation. You pay for it somewhere, because if you dished it out, it's energy. If you dish out bad energy, it just comes back to you. It's not the universe punishing you. It's the universe going, okay, you sent all these you suck emotes out to people, so they're all coming back to you. I'm sorry, but this is exactly what you put out. The universe, as I see it, is, I think it's mostly good. But as towards delivering your energy back, it's completely neutral. It's completely neutral. If you were an angry teen, sometimes, in your adulthood, you find like all that anger coming back to you, and you're like, but I'm such a nice person now. It's your energy coming back to you. And so I'm not too bothered about this, and I'm not going to send angry energy back out. I will be firm, and I might sound like I'm mad at times when I'm being firm and, standing up for myself and standing up for you guys and standing up for the channel or Odin or whatever. But I'm not trying to send anger out. I'm just like, no, absolutely not. This is my space. If you want to preach your message, go do your own channel. Go do your own channel. Preach your message. I don't care. I don't have time to waste being angry with you or being bothered about what you're doing. So, Odin will be here, guys. It's not Odin's fault this individual is coming on the channel. We've already all seen that. Like, when Odin was gone, it was about Loki. If Loki was going to be gone, it was going to be about something else. I've been threatened with the Aesir now, so I'm like, okay, now I know the kind of caliber of person I'm dealing with, and I am not putting any hateful energy out there, because I truly do believe it comes back. I really do. Some people seem to pass that. I mean, we've all seen a few individuals that you're like, and I've known people in my own family that were just horrible people, and it should have come back to them. Sometimes it did, and they had horrible, tragic endings, and sometimes it didn't. They went through a whole lifetime and they died a relatively peaceful death, and you're like, there is no justice in the world. But by and large, for most people, it does come back. I truly believe it. Karma bus go beep beep, and most of the time Loki be driving, and I go, yep. And so, we hope you guys are having a good one. We have talked about still fitting other gods into the schedule. We don't know. Bastet got kind of stage frighty, kind of like, I think because a lot of people right now, as somebody was going, saying about the tarot, a lot of people right now are kind of trying to use the gods to sell their channel or to sell the tarot or something to people. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it real with you guys. And best, that's kind of like, and a lot of the infernal divine and everybody was like, absolutely not. Don't even look at me. So, until that fad passes of trying to know the most gods or trying to have the most celebrities on your channel, or channel the most celebrities, or or channel the most gods, or do the most stuff with the most gods, until that fad kind of passes over, they're like, why don't you stick with what you have? Basta actually, you will see it coming up next week. She was supposed to have her own reading, little sweetie Bob, and she's like, no, she did not want to do it. I love her. She's absolutely ferocious as she's protecting her children. But when it came to being online, I think a lot of the gods, excuse me, guys, have just had it right now with humans, because some humans are kind of turning the gods into kind of like a cottage commodity. And they can do them. I'm not like saying that to badmouth people, but we always want to keep it real with you guys. I would not have someone come on that I haven't really worked with. Bastet was the first goddess I met. Bastet and Anubis were like my parents when I came in. The Egyptian gods are home to me. They really are. I mean, I was watching Egyptian stuff last night. I'm like, Egyptians are beautiful, and I'm home. I really was going to go back to the Egyptian gods and start over, and Bastet was going to let me start over with her, but she was like, she sees something in Odin. She sees something in Odin. She said no. And she's all about the heart. I always cry happy tears when I work with her. She's all about the heart. Odin might have trouble telling you what he's feeling, but Bastet knows. Bastet knows, and Bastet's like, no. No, you belong together. And Lasanta's doing it too. She's like, this is so beautiful. And I'm like, what is wrong? Oh, yeah, you're both love goddesses. Uh, and they are like that. They're like, this is about the two of you. And I'm not crying. You guys are crying. But, they were both like, you two belong together. So Cliff Notes version because I'm gonna have crazy eyes now. Odin will be back on the channel. So we will see you guys later. Bye bye.